everyone. Hello and welcome, Synsei fan fight. Wait, how do you say it, Sin? 1 second. Let me try this again. It's just say it real fast, Sin, so I can get a vibe.
God,
and then we'll do it.
why are you doing this? All right.
Hello, Synsei fam.
Hello,
like that, right?
Hello, Synsei fam. Your boy Synsei.
Okay. Here we go. Ready?
He's tired.
I'm definitely gonna leave this part in, by the way. Anyways, ready? Hello, Synsei fam, and welcome to the third part of the Jojo's Virgin, aka Tyler's Bizarre Adventure, aka I almost forgot the name of the show if you didn't hear that slight pause right before we started talking. But today we've got a few more guests than usual because we always like to have Katie. She might just be the next co-host of the show, to be honest with you. But we've got Kitsune Katie, Last Minute Katie, Asleep Katie. So hello, Katie.
Yeah. Hi.
Good-
Hi. I'm awake now.
Yeah. Yeah, thank God. Good to have you here. And then, of course, we've got Siron Show.
Hello, my beloved psychopaths, and I'm so glad to be here.
I didn't tell him to do that, and I was thinking, I fucking hope he does it, because I forgot to say it.
It's such
But yeah,
an intense opening,
yeah, it's
intro.
so intense. You should hear whenever it's just me and him in a Discord call, and he does it. It always
Oh,
surprises
hell
me.
yeah.
But anyways,
He did it like 100 times in a row.
yeah, and then we've got.
Wait, hold on.
What? Go
Oh,
ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. Then we got Diet Weeb from the Twitch channel Diet Weeb and the YouTube channel Diet Weeb.
What's happening, everybody? I'm
Oh my God.
No.
All right, and then last but of course
remember what he
not
says.
least, not least, we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Synsei Weeb.
Synsei Weeb.
We do a podcast on Twitch sometimes. Just dyed my hair green not too long ago.
Okay, but yeah, so today we're going to be talking about part 3. So the way that we wanted to divide this up, Cooper, thank you for the subscription, man. Really appreciate it. But the way we wanted to divide this up was we wanted to have it to where it was about at the halfway point. So just to give everybody a little fill-in to where we're at right now. Where I'm at
It's
in
the bad part
3.
of JoJo's.
Yeah, it's one, the bad part of JoJo's, but 2, we'll get into that. But 2, it's the part where they get to Abdul's father's house, quote unquote, which I'm not 100% sure if it's actually his father or if it's somebody else, but yeah. So that's where we're at. So they go to his island.
Wait.
Genie.
This
So
is
you didn't even
important.
finish season 1.
This is this is important. Okay. So we're not over Abdul's father's house, right? Like we were not past that, right?
No, so we're at the part where I'm at, and I think I might be actually 1 episode short of what I told you guys, so whoops. But
Probably 2.
So
But
they're
Let me
on
look
the
it up.
boat-
Let me look it up.
They're on the boat going to that place.
they are at the place, and Polnareff just did the genie wish thing, and he got to the
right.
second wish, and then at the very end of the episode, he said, "Oh, but you forgot, you already did your 3rd wish too." And I don't know what that means. I
Okay.
think it means that Abdul's coming back because I have a feeling that he didn't really die, but that's just my thought on it. So let me go ahead and get started with.
I got a little farther than I said because I just remember something real crazy.
Wait, what part are you at?
What Katie was bringing up. No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna spoil you.
Ooh. So he might be farther than we thought, boys. But anyways, so
I just want to know.
the first thing that I want to get through before we start is my overall thoughts and opinions of the show, and then we'll go person by person, starting with Sin from where he's at, because I think that he's either seen the least or he's seen more than me, just depending on what that statement means. And then we'll go Justin, Katie, Siren. So that'll be the order we go in. But anyways,
Can I step in real quick?
yes.
And just. So you told me that it was up to episode 24, part 2. High Priestess.
I think I
part
said
2. That's
22,
way past
actually.
the Avondale. No, you told me 24.
Okay, continue.
So that's past the Avdol's grandfather's house.
I don't really know exactly where I'm at because honestly I had such a hard time getting through this. So let me
Get
go ahead and
your
give
shit together,
let me give you my synopsis. So this is my synopsis of season 3, and not synopsis. I mean my thoughts on it. So basically, I had a really fucking hard time getting through this. I told multiple people, including Diet, who berated me, and Katie, who also was very supportive of this decision, but was also like, hey, maybe you probably shouldn't do that. But I told you guys that I actually skipped part 3 and started watching part 4 because I got so fucking bored of the villain of the week thing, which is funny because I normally like that kind of shit, so it surprised me whenever I started watching it. Like, so the first bit, like the first half where they're starting out, like the part where they're on the fucking airplane and everything, I'm like, man, this is so cool. They're going on a really cool journey. This is amazing. And then next thing you know, I find myself falling into the trap of being like, man, I'm getting kind of bored of this. It's kind of been oh god. Diet Weeb with 1,000 for part 3 being doo-doo. Thanks, Diet. Appreciate it, even though you're on the stream.
Yeah, anytime, man.
But yeah, so yeah, I guess that kind of pays for the dog food that I just had to buy for my dog. Anyways, so yeah, I skipped the parts like I'm fucking Mother's Basement himself. I skipped some parts to part 4 because I just couldn't fucking do it. And like I remember Diet. So Diet, I do want you to say this before we proceed anymore. Diet, I'm telling you, nothing got me more hyped to watch the show than when Diet said this. I don't remember when Diet said it, and I know I just talked to you about it the other day, but you gave a synopsis of all the shows. You said something like, you remember you said part 4 is a slice of life. Yeah, so he starts going through each of the parts and telling me how different they are. And he goes, part 4 is a slice of life mystery. And as soon as he said that, I knew all I wanted to do in my life is get to part 4 of Jojos. And so whenever part 3 started slowing down for me, and I was finding it harder and harder to proceed watching it, I ended up skipping to part 4. I'm like a quarter of the way through part 4, and I literally don't want to stop. The only reason that I had to stop today was to try to catch up on part 3 before I had this freaking podcast. So yeah, my thoughts on it are overall low. But I will say one thing I wanted to say really quickly before I let you guys go next is that I had a really, really hard time getting through it right. But then whenever I came back to it after taking a break from it, I liked it a lot more. I think I watched 4 episodes today, and I've been a lot happier with that part than I was whenever I was watching it before. Thank you so much for the 11 bits, Cooper. Appreciate it. But yeah, so I think that like taking a break from it might have been what I needed. I think that I just got burnt out because I was watching it like back to back to back, and like I said, it was kind of like a villain of the week type thing. So yeah, I was getting kind of tired
I
of that.
assume you watched the Death 13 arc.
Yes.
Today.
Yeah. Well, I actually the
Much
Death
better.
13 arc is the arc where I stopped. I started at the very beginning of that arc because I hadn't gotten invested enough in the story of that part because I actually did like that arc. But like I think that at first, yeah, that's the baby.
Okay, it's a baby.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so really fast, let me get your overall opinions on it. Sin, I don't know exactly where you're at, but go ahead and give me your opinion. Thank you so much, Diet, for another 100 bits. I really appreciate it.
That's 100 salts for the salt.
100 salts. Pog for Diet, boys.
Keep it I'll keep it nice and clean, nice and simple. You know what I'm saying?
Bet.
I didn't finish it, so that should let y'all know how I feel about it. I ain't gonna thrash it too much.
That's funny.
Because I feel like Diet is about to go in on it, so I'm gonna let him do all
Bruh,
that.
I've been waiting for Diet to go in on it. I can't lie.
I didn't finish it, so I mean.
And what was the reason that you didn't finish it? Like, was it the kind of like villain of the week thing?
I'll say this. I believe. Nah, I could be wrong, but is it Josuke? Is that the one?
No, it's Jojo.
No,
Yeah, this is
Jotaro. Jotaro. Okay, I knew it was either one or the other. So I like him a lot. I think he's hilarious.
Wait.
Just because.
Diet, thank you for the other 100. Appreciate it.
Don't thank me. Don't thank me.
I'm with Katie here.
Right.
Wait.
Somebody was calling me. I like him only because I really like that type of very like that type of humor, like that very like dry but cruel humor that he has, like how he talks to people. Like that's the only reason I like. That's the only thing about Park.
So for a second there, Sin, I think all of us thought that you were probably talking about Joseph for a split second, but now that you go a little farther, I do know that you're talking about.
No.
Yeah.
No. Let me clarify though. As a character, he's super dry and boring. I don't like him. But the cruel humor is hilarious. Like,
yeah, because there are a few examples of that. Like the one that comes to mind immediately of that is like whenever he's fighting like the freaking the guy who like can take over their brains basically. Whenever he's sitting there counting up like how much he's got and everything, there's like a little bit of humor to it. And then whenever he finally beats him, there's like an aspect of humor to it that's just so funny. For
me, what I'm talking about is like, for instance, when he's walking, I forgot where he was coming from or going to, but the girl approaches him and he just calls her a bitch and tells her to shut up. Like that's hilarious, bro.
Which that makes sense because you and
move, bitch.
Yeah, because you and Diet like that kind of humor. Like you like that kind of like mean humor. So it makes sense you'd like that.
That shit's hilarious.
Fuck you, Tyler.
I would never. let me say this. I would never. Saying this now on stream. Talk to women like that ever in my life.
Bro, first of all, I would never talk to my mom like that. Like, dude, at the very, I hated him from the rip, bruh, for saying that.
Now, Tyler, you see, I ain't bring that up because I don't fuck with that.
Yeah, bro. When he said "fuck you, bitch," I was like, what? Or no, I think he just called her a bitch.
I was like, nah, but you also know, Tyler, I really like delinquent characters.
Yeah,
so
true.
You know, that's my thing.
Like Yusuke.
But talking to your mom like that, no, I ain't with all that. But,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, man, I'll let I guess whoever's going next.
So next is going to be Diet, then Katie, then Siren.
No, let everyone else go first.
Okay. Well, then I'll let Katie go next because I feel like Katie's gonna have a more reserved answer, whereas Diet and Siren, I know they both feel strongly, so I'm gonna let them go last.
No, I think.
So Katie, go ahead.
Yeah, when you were talking about Jotaro, I did not like him at all. Like, literally, Jotaro frustrated me so much because of, like, even just, I don't know, like, him cussing out his mother, like, when that first happened, I was like, excuse me?
Yeah, and it's such a departure, too, you know?
Yeah, and I just, honestly, like, it pisses me off so much how rude he is. Like, I get, like, It's a kind of humor, but to me, it's just, like, so over the top, and it made me so mad every single time. Like, I literally... The only reason why I feel like I continued with part 3 was because of Kakyoin, because I'm a Kakyoin simp.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I did like part 3 a lot. I don't know why. I think I just continued with it, but yeah, I don't know. I had more stuff to say, like, as we were talking, but I like totally forgot what we were gonna say.
Yeah. Let me also say this really fast because I've heard Katie's mentioned just a little bit about Jotaro's personality, and I will say something that I found to be really interesting, and Sin kind of started mentioning this too. It's really interesting the way that I forgot that what's the writer of the show's called? Is it Araki?
Araki.
Yeah. So Araki, like, choosing to make it to where we don't get an insight into his head. I thought that was really, really an interesting decision because all of the other Jojos we've been able to hear into their thoughts and, like, figure out what they're thinking, but we don't get that from him at all. And I think it's honestly one of the things that I don't like about him. I like to be able to kind of get an introspection to what he's actually thinking a little bit. And then I also just don't like his I just think he just goes too far to, like, the badass. I like the delinquent thing because I think Sin and I both agree on that. Like, we like the Yusuke's, you know, that kind of shit. But I think that he just goes a little too far in that direction.
It's way too far.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I was first watching it, like, the second I saw Jotaro, like, in jail, I was like, oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the start of the season. I will say that. I actually like that aspect of it whenever he was in jail and they were trying to get him to come out.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was cool, but as soon as he started, like, being really rude to his mother, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I also really liked that whenever they brought freaking Joseph back. I was so excited. Like, I was like, oh hell yeah, I love Joseph. And Joseph has only gotten better from part 2, you know?
I was gonna say, legit, like, I said that I watched part 3 because of Kakyoin, and that's, like, true, but, like, let's be real here. Joseph stole the freaking show. Every single time this man said, oh no!
Oh no! Oh my god! You know what's funny is I was watching, so I switch back and forth between the dub and the sub just depending on what I'm doing in that instant. So, like, whenever I'm cooking downstairs, for example, I got the dub on so I can be doing other stuff. But, like, if I'm at the gym and I'm running on the treadmill, then I'm watching the sub, right? So I go back and forth depending on what I'm doing. And the first time that I heard him say "oh no," I literally had to go and make a oh my god, somebody just followed. I think it might have been Diet making a fake account because it just seems like something he would do. I can't read your name out loud, but thank you for following and thanks for the 10 bits, Connor. But anyways, yeah. So, like, I whenever I was watching that in dub and I heard him say "oh no," I'm like, you know, that's gonna be funny as fuck in the sub. So I literally switched it straight back to sub so I could hear it, and it was funny as fuck. I'm so happy I did. It was so good.
Oh yeah, part 3 you have to watch sub.
Bro,
I
yeah,
think.
I watched it in sub as much as I could. Like, I was actually sad whenever I had to watch it in dub because everybody's just so good in sub, especially old Joseph. But anyways, let's get on to Siren's overall thoughts. Siren, what's your overall thoughts on the show?
So, okay, I agree with Katie on Jotaro, because like when he first was introduced, I was like, oh no, this is gonna be our Jojo for this part after Joseph. But by the end of it, I really grew to like him, and I don't know why, because I don't think he changed that much. I think he grew a bit, but yeah, now he's my second favorite Jojo.
You know what's funny about you saying
He's
that?
legit my first.
Wow, really? Well, but hold on. You know what's funny about both you saying that actually is that multiple times, I think it actually might have just been Siren and Katie that have told me like, oh, Jotaro gets better. Trust me, he gets better. I'm like,
Yeah,
I've seen no change from him so far, so I'm kind of waiting to see like if anything happens like at this point. I don't know.
I think Jotaro barely changes, but he changes so slightly that that it just clicks and it becomes way better.
Right.
But so I'm known as the part 3 stan in this round because I say it's like my favorite part. But the first half, like the first season, the part we're discussing today, I warn people because there's stuff in there that feels like filler. And there's a few episodes like the Sun episode or
yeah, what the fuck,
stuff like that.
That episode, like, you're right, Siren. That kind of shit, like, whenever they throw that kind of shit in, it's like, why did you even do that? You're right, it does feel like filler. I wasn't thinking that whenever I was watching it, but I just know as I was watching those episodes, I'm like, this feels so out of place.
Yeah, or the same thing with the car episode. Like, what the hell was that about? So I totally get why people grow bored of this arc, but I do think that there's a lot of good going on still, even in the first half, like the baby thing, except for the ending. No, thank you.
Yeah, I like. I don't know. By the way, that part fucking cracked me up whenever I saw it because I was running on the treadmill and I'm like, how am I supposed to watch this on the treadmill and not feel weird?
Yeah.
Like literally, he literally opens up the baby's diaper. There's little baby genitalia on the screen and then of shit in a diaper, and he literally scoops it up and puts it into the. I'm like, oh, Kakuin, why?
Yeah, yikes.
Why?
That's a yikes moment
That was a
there.
big
I was
yikes.
not happy with that.
I literally had to put my phone down on the treadmill. Like, no, don't look. Oh Jesus.
Yes.
But yeah, so yeah, overall, Siren, I think that you have the most positive opinion of part 3.
Yeah, I do, definitely.
For sure.
But please, Tyler.
Yes.
Don't drop it now. It gets good by the second season.
Firstly,
it gets much better.
I can't skip because I have to do this podcast. So,
Good.
Even though I want to,
the second season is so much better.
It's funny. As much as I love doing this podcast, I told my girlfriend the other day, I go, I almost wish I wouldn't have started this, so I just didn't have to watch the rest of this season because I fucking don't want to. Like, it's really hard.
Trust me, it's getting way better.
By the way, Donna said the baby is the worst villain. I don't think I agree. I think the baby was kind of interesting to me. I thought it was like an interesting villain at least. But yeah, so really quickly, let's hear Diet Weeb. Diet, here's what I want from you. Okay. I want you to say your exact thoughts of what you think about part 3.
Dude, I love part 3. It's the best fucking part of all the parts.
I've been saving you for last.
Okay, listen. All right, you start off, Japanese dude in jail, doesn't want to hurt no one, blah blah blah. But then he's gonna calling everyone bitches. Fuck that. Fuck Jotaro. Okay, he would not just put himself in jail to protect people. He wants to fuck people up, bro. I get him. All right, he'll suplex women. It's fucking chill. But he wants to put himself in jail to protect people because he has a ghost. Nah. He would use that shit to like go fuck people up. I know that for
he
a
was
fact.
in jail to chill.
He was in jail because he's a piece of like. No, the character writing is fucking terrible. All right, I don't like anyone except for Joseph and a character you don't know yet, Tyler. In part 3,
I know who it is because you told me the other day. I just don't remember it off the top of my head, but I remember you saying it, and I was like, oh, I'll remember that name really easily because it's a unique name.
I'm like, what? Wait,
his
what?
name's Iggy.
Yeah.
Iggy.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I ever talked to Tyler about that. All right, bro. They're like, we're gonna save the world, or save my mom or whatever the fucking motivations this person has. I'm gonna get revenge for my sister. I'm gonna do this and lick cherries. Who knows? I don't fucking know. Fuck all these people. Jotaro's cool. I hate Jotaro. Like my favorite moments of Jotaro is when he's telling people they're bitches or he's cursing out his mom. I like that in a character. It means he's not a fucking Jonathan and boring as fuck. All right.
Yeah.
Jonathan or Joseph called a chick fucking ugly as fuck in like the second episode in part 2. Like that shit was funny.
But we stand.
It goes against the norm of what we
though.
think are like what the protagonist should be like.
Yeah.
Just like Luffy. Luffy doesn't care if you're a female or male. He'll still beat you up and kill you. I actually don't know if he's killed. I know he's killed some people in like Impel Down and shit, but that's beside the point. All right. Fucking. Then they're just like, you know what? Let's go on a road trip. Let's get on this boat and go to Egypt because I have thorns that go. And fucking Joseph's stand is so fucking stupid.
Bro, I know.
Stop.
No.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Pause.
What?
Did you just say Luffy killed people?
And Impel Down, he threw people in the lava.
No,
You don't remember that?
He never.
Yeah, he
killed,
did.
Right?
He was
No.
fucking playing people in the lava and Impel Down. I remember that for a fact. I thought that shit was hard.
Come on, Luffy tries not to kill, but does he
Alright.
succeed always?
Now,
No.
now I will say, this is a really big gamble you're taking right now, Diet, because you're literally arguing with Sin about One Piece.
I will argue about One Piece. I remember him throwing fucking people in lava. Like they're like the guards. They're not anything important. I'm just saying, bro.
Okay, well, let's just skip past that and assume that Luffy may or may not have killed some people. We'll skip past that.
Bro,
For now.
Luffy is probably a bad.
Oda has said multiple times he has never killed and never will. All right.
That's whack.
All right. So, anyways, one thing that I do want
to stop there for a second.
No, I get you. I get you.
Pause.
Okay, this is Jojo's though. I'm not gonna sit there and argue with the fucking man of One Piece himself. Okay.
So one
Sensei's a
thing,
fucking legend.
one thing I do want to say really quickly before we get too far away from it is I thought it was interesting, at least so far. Jotaro is not the main character of the show. It's
Yeah, I
definitely
agree.
Polnareff.
Yes. Polnareff.
It's like
I hate
Polnareff
Polnareff
and
too.
Joseph.
Oh my god, I hate the French dude.
I like him. I like him okay.
Jean-Pierre Polnareff.
He's
I have my stance ability. His fucking stance ability is to fucking take off the armor and fucking go faster. That's fucking stupid. I hated part 3 stand. All right, part 4 is where it kicks off and gets fucking amazing. No, fuck you, TK.
I know, seriously.
I don't know if I'm going too far ahead. I'm just saying the whole shit, the first half especially, is fucking garbage. I like kind of when they're in Japan, and that's about it. Here's the fact: I went and watched the best parts of Stardust Crusaders, like top 10 scenes in Stardust Crusaders, and all of them were from the second season, except for one.
Interesting. Yeah, so I think that like it's hard because I don't like Jotaro, and so I'm not really tripping whenever they make Polnareff the main character. Oh, and hold on, before we get off this, Diet, when you said this, I was like, you're right. Is freaking Joseph Stan. Fuck you for giving Joseph that stand, bro. Give him something cool.
I have thorns. I have thorns that come out and
it's
so dumb.
Hermit Purple, I think.
Oh, did I say?
Yeah.
Oh, I
You
said
said-
purple. Oh, wait.
You on that Jimi Hendrix
Purple
shit.
Haze is part 5.
But yeah, like it's just freaking annoying because I'm like, okay, we've got this fucking legend in the show. I bet his stand's gonna be so fucking cool. And then he's like, I can hit cameras and make them tell me where people are. Fuck you. That's a horrible stand.
Fucking love
And
it.
and
It's
there's only like
I
3
think
moments.
they did that so Jotaro can.
Yeah,
take the
I think
wins.
I think I agree with you, Siren. That's what I thought too. But come on, give him something like, you know what I think I would have been happy with? I think I would have been happy if they made it to where that's like a side ability, but the main ability is that he has these really strong vines that are like almost unbreakable. Like then I'd be
He
happy.
could have made a stand out of vines.
Cool if he could
They
do
could've
like
done something.
Spider-Man shit.
He could have had a stand that had vines and like punches people and shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I would have been happy
Like,
with
like-
that for sure.
Yeah. But no, they just gave him something.
See ya, Cooper. Yeah, so that was something that kind of made me disappointed. I will say, I forgot who said it, but somebody said, it might have been Diet actually. I think it might have been Diet for sure. But somebody was saying that in part 3, all of the stands are really boring. Like they don't really have anything going for them.
There's a handful are good. But
One thing I've noticed is that part 3 has really basic stands. It's almost like, well, it's not almost like, this is literally what it was. Uraki was just figuring out what he wanted to do with stands, right?
Yeah.
So he was like, okay, you know, all right, let's give one that's like really strong in punches, and then we'll make one who does some fire shit, and then we'll make one who like you know wields a sword. Like it's just like all these
fucking
basic
vines.
shit.
I mean,
Some of the villains have some like really complicated stands, or at least like generally complicated stands. But being that I am in part 4, there's some crazy shit going on in part 4. So, so I got like I'm not gonna get into that. We're not gonna talk about part 4 too much, but I will just say all of the stands have been more unique in general than anything in part 3.
Can I be your co-host from now forward? Because I wanted to.
Kenny's like, I know that we're like literally in the middle of this, but hey,
you know. No, I thought that the stands were interesting actually. Like the one freaking orangutan.
Oh yeah.
With the boat stand, like
that was so stupid,
bro.
I thought that was hilarious.
I was
like, what the fuck is
first
this?
of all, you know what's funny is I don't get like I'm a 23-year-old man. I don't get scared that much, right? Like I just don't get afraid of things. But I was sitting there watching that at night. Whenever I saw how fucking creepy that orangutan looked in the cage, I was kind of creeped out.
So
like I was
creepy.
like, ah, why is it happening?
All right, so you've seen Death 13?
Yes.
Okay, he was actually a cool stand.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty interesting.
Yes,
and I like the argument, or like the part where like they don't believe Kakyoin, because it's like, hey, other than the fact that he literally was like getting impersonated by that one other stand, he's been like a really trustworthy person and like a really good person this entire way through. So it's like you would think that they'd really just believe him, but you could see how it'd be really unbelievable because they didn't have any frame of reference.
Here's how Jojo's goes down. Dude, be on the lookout. Anyone could be a stand user, an enemy stand user, and the enemy stand user are always like super crazy, and like you like know the enemy stand users.
Yo, I ain't gonna. Go ahead. Finish your thought, bro.
And that's like the fact that stands can do pretty much anything, and they know that, and they don't believe they're fucking.
Yeah, true.
It's fucking dumb.
That's funny, actually. No, so oh wait, go ahead, Sin. Sorry, I want to let you get your thought in.
Nah, I was saying like I was glad that Kakyoin like it ended up being that way, because I remember when I first seen bro with the cherry, I was like, yo, what's up with this dude?
I was actually so glad that wasn't actually Kakyoin.
Well then he has the moment. He has the moment afterwards where he's like, hey Joseph, or Joseph, hey Jotaro, have I ever told you how much I like cherries? And I'm like, but then they were like, nah, he didn't take off his uniform. We're good. But anyways,
yeah, bro,
okay.
Also, I had one more thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Because y'all were talking about Ponderoof earlier. Yo, him, like, no matter how you feel about Ponderoof's character, yo, him, and I think the guy's name, now don't kill me, I think it's Devo. Was it Devo? Or something like that? The guy he fought in the hotel room?
Oh, the devil guy. Like the little, yeah.
Yo, that guy, that fight was super unique,
bro.
Like,
you're right.
You can say what you want about Ponderoof, bro, but that fight in general.
Wait, which hotel?
So Sin's talking about the fight where he gets trapped. He gets trapped underneath the bed. Is that the part you're talking about, Sin?
Yeah.
Yes, that was a very unique fight. I love that fight. Actually, Sin, I'm really happy you brought that up because I was gonna forget about that. That fight in particular really shows you like one thing I love about Jojos is that the fights are never just like, or almost never, are just like a straight up like, all right, let's just fight, especially from part 3 on. Like that was so unique the way that played out.
Was a super unique fight, and I like that about Jojos in general. I agree with you 100%. Tyler, like, because most shonens, bro, especially like battle shonens, like at some point it's just like, all right, let's just throw hands,
right?
And that's it. But in Jojos, you can't always do that because the stand users are so unique sometimes. It's like, yo, I can't just brute force through this. I have to actually find a way to defeat them. And I really do like that they do that with the stand fights. I'm hoping that things I heard actually that like the stand users, the enemies that later on in the Jojos get like way better.
Yeah, they do. I've definitely heard that
so
as well.
Much.
Again,
which is like the only reason I was like, damn, maybe I will finish Jojos, because I heard that like later on it gets really good, especially with like the enemies and stuff. So
Sin, as a filthy skipper myself, skip part 3 and just go straight to part 4. It's so fucking good.
No, the problem is the ending of part 3.
Well, so at the ending of part 4, at the beginning of part 4, they go like over a recap of the ending of part 3. So I kind of already know what happens. They give like a maybe 3-minute like exposition.
Guys, if y'all see me in the next podcast.
Wait. Tyler.
Yep.
When you get to a specific villain in part 4.
I want to be there for
Oh,
it.
I know what villain that you guys are
You
talking
text
about.
me right away, man, because I gotta know what you think about this. Literally, like the best villain. In
I know
JoJo.
which villain you guys are talking
Literally
about.
one of the
If I
best
heard,
villains
if I
in
heard the
anime.
name, I would know what it is. I just can't remember it off the top
Name's
of my head.
Yoshikage
Kira, Kira Yoshikage.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Wait.
Yoshikage Kira.
He's not the one that. Is he the one with?
He shows
the...
up pretty late into.
Okay. Okay.
part.
Okay. Never
Yeah,
mind.
he
Never mind.
shows
Never
up
mind.
late.
Never mind.
He
Yeah.
shows
I
up
think
late.
I've heard his
you'll know
name at this
you'll
point.
know you're in the arc when he shows up.
I've either heard
Like,
his name
yeah,
or I've heard
okay,
or
so
seen
you know-
Stan.
Yesterday, I sent a whole monologue to your stream.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's when you know who you're talking about.
Oh, I thought that was the. I just saw Kira, and so I thought that was a Death Note thing. I'm like,
No,
I'm not
it's
gonna
not.
read
Oh,
that.
that's fair.
I was like, my name is Yoshikage Kira. I'm 30 years
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you did that. You did
Wait,
that.
wait. Really quickly, what's his Stan's name?
It's
Killer
Bites
Queen.
the Dust.
Yes,
Killer
yes,
Queen.
yes.
Killer
Okay,
Queen,
so
Killer Queen. Sorry, I'm
so
done.
really quickly, just to get back on track here,
Oh,
in part 3, so like
oh, it's the tax Bites the Dust.
one of the things about part 3 that has been like making it difficult is the villains of the week. So did you guys feel like the villains of the week got old, or did you feel like most of them were pretty good and like you were like cool with it? I want to hear specifically from Siren here. Siren, what's your
So, I
defense
think-
of the villain of the week, I guess?
I think earlier on they're really bad, and in the second half there are some amazing villain of the week style opponents, and there's there's one that's like one of the most legendary fights or quote unquote fights in all of JoJo's, because man, that's so good.
So
That's
wait,
so good.
would you say
It's not
that-
even a fight.
Would you say that like it keep being like a villain of the week situation for the rest of the show?
Not really. There's I mean, yes and no, kinda.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Mm,
It gets better. It gets better.
okay.
It's much better.
I guess like
Once you get to Egypt, like once you're in Egypt, it does pick up, and it's not.
yeah, that's what I've heard. I guess like one of the things that's funny is that I thought that I was like a really big like changing settings guy until I started part 4, and then I was like, well, they're just staying in Moria or whatever the entire time, and I'm still really happy with this show. like I love this. It's been really interesting, and I think one of the things that JoJo's part 3 does wrong, and I don't even think that it does wrong. I think it's this. I think now that I have the ability to compare it to part 4, I can 100% tell that that Homeboy was still learning how to do stands and like learning what stands are and everything. Like I think it was 100% that. I don't think it was the fact that like I don't think they're bad now. I just think they were. I just think that at the time, yeah, I see it. But
Lazy Europe.
Kira, I'm 33-year-olds.
wait, if somebody donates 500 bits, then I'll let Justin read that really quickly. but yeah, so I think it's just gonna get better and better from here on out. I think that the problem is that at this point he just hadn't fully developed stands, and I think that's a huge issue with the show. But really quickly, guys, before we go any farther, Sin has to leave really quickly, so let's say goodbye to Sin. See you later, Sin. Thank you for stopping by.
Bye bye.
Yo,
Bye, best friend.
Sorry, I'm a piece of shit.
Get
My
some sleep.
sucks and I'm late, but yeah, man, I'm gonna dip off. Hopefully I get to Tyler. Listen, bro, I know you said that it depends on if your girl's there tonight or not, but listen. You should just be like, she is there. Be like, hey,
Well, I know one thing is that I'm going to be streaming Raft after this because somebody bought me the game. So I kind of like I'm gonna be there because he bought me the game because I told him that I couldn't play because I didn't have the game. And then he bought it for me. So I'm definitely gonna be doing that afterwards. So it just kind of depends.
Well, that's fine. That's different. You bought a game.
But he's talking later tonight, bro.
You what?
He's talking later tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. It depends on if my girl's over, like I said. But anyways, all right. See you later, Sin.
But I'm gonna dip out. Love
Yeah.
y'all guys.
See you, man. Okay,
Yeah.
so Diet, of course, did donate the 500 bits. You piece of shit. So go ahead and read this really quickly. I'm gonna like use the restroom and like maybe watch a couple movies while you read this.
Wait, I need to find it.
It's not that far.
It's literally just.
No, I'm looking up the whole thing.
Oh shit! Okay,
Oh,
okay.
shit.
No, you get to read this thing that is here.
Nah.
No, you piece
My
of
name
shit.
is Yoshikage Kira. Akira, I'm 33 years old. My house is in the northeast section of Mora, where all the villas are, and I'm not married. I work as an employee for the Kamiyu department stores, and I get home every day by 8 p.m. at the latest. I don't smoke, but I occasionally drink. I'm in bed by 11 p.m. and make sure I get 8 hours of sleep no matter what. After having a glass of warm milk and doing about 20 minutes of stretches before going to bed, I usually have no problem sleeping until morning, just like a baby. I wake up without any fatigue or stress in the morning. I was told there was no issues in my last checkup. I'm trying to explain that I'm a person who wishes to live a very quiet life. I take care not to trouble myself with any enemies. Like winning and losing, that would cause me to lose sleep at night. That's how I deal with society, and I know that is what brings me happiness. Although if I were to fight someone, I would not lose.
Can I just say it's funny up until that last line that literally just describes me as a person? He's like, I don't smoke, but I occasionally drink. Check. I'm in bed by 11 p.m. every night. Check. My doctor says I'm healthy. Check.
Yeah.
Dude, Yoshikawa Akira is so fucking good.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
excited to get there.
Back up to 22 viewers, just saying.
Yay! But I'm trying to keep us on track on part 3, but I'm just so fucking hyped for part 4 that I keep on like accidentally dipping back into part 4 again.
You go and watch second season part 3, please.
I will.
Even the second season of part 3 is not better than part 4.
Yeah, oh, definitely
No,
not.
no.
Like, there's no way
I mean,
it can
it's
be.
true, but it's still hype. It's still iconic.
Well, the last 4 episodes are probably
episodes.
good.
Here's a fun fact: I did not like the final fight in the series.
Interesting. I never hear that. I always hear the opposite.
I didn't really like it that much either, but
No, I thought it was
my
boring.
favorite fight ever.
There is one part right after the fight though that I fucking love, and it like
I know what you're talking
it's
about.
just because
I
Joseph.
fucking know what you're talking about too, bro. Oh my
You know, it's one thing that
So
I
is
like
that
about you know, it's one thing that I like about Jojos in general that it also relates to part 3, but it's more of a part 4 thing if I'm being 100% honest with you. But Nux said this. Nux said this in one of the early videos when Nux was still Nux. You know, back in the good old days. He said one thing that I found really fucking interesting is he goes, yeah, one of the cool things about stands is that if you don't know what the other person's stand does, it's going to be really difficult for you to win.
Yeah.
And I think that like Sin bringing up that fight with that little monster guy in the hotel room is a really good example of that. Since he didn't understand how the stand worked, at first he was having a really hard time figuring out how to beat him. And then same thing with the mirror guy, right? Like it was hard.
And that's the beauty of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it's more showcased in part 4, 5, 6, and 7, and maybe 8, because I haven't read part 8 yet. But part 3 does not exemplify that as well as the rest of the parts.
Right.
There is a couple fights, more in the Egypt, obviously, that showcase that better. But I think part 4, part 5, part 6, and part 7 all exemplify exactly that point to a T way more than part 3 ever could.
Yeah, interesting.
Yes.
I'm just really like, I think so. This is one thing that I've noticed about parts 1, 2, and 3 so far. I'm gonna say this, then I'm gonna ask you guys what your favorite JoJos are. I already know what Katie is and everything, but let me say this really quickly. So just be thinking of that while I'm saying this. But one thing that I've noticed about parts 1, 2, and 3 is that part 2. The only reason that I felt that it was 100% necessary was to introduce us to Joseph, and I'm happy that we did. Obviously, like I love Joseph as a character, and I'm really happy that I knew more about him. But it felt kind of like a weird in-between episode, or in-between part to part 1 and 3, because now we get Dio back in this part, which I haven't gotten to, but which I haven't gotten to like the final fight, but I know he's in the show. So I think that was like an interesting thing, and then also. It's kind of funny how they pretty much completely got rid of Hamon and like never use it anymore. like they use it very sparingly, if ever. Which I
feel like.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I was about to say, what do you think about it? So you're probably about to answer the same question I was gonna ask.
I don't know. I thought it was just like insane because like legit, it feels like Araki just like, oh my gosh, wait, I have a great idea about stands.
Yeah, because it really feels like we wasted a lot of time learning as much as we did about Hamon just for him to be like, oh yeah, by the way, fuck Hamon. Let's get back into the real shit.
Forget about that because Hamon got old.
Yeah,
Wait till part 7. Wait till part 7.
Interesting. Interesting that you said. But
it comes back in part. Bro.
It doesn't come back in part 7. Okay, part 7. Okay, part 7 is in a different dimension than the rest of, or not dimension, different universe, let's say, than parts 1 through 6.
Interesting.
So, and that's not due to anything in part 6.
Katie's so excited.
It's just a known fact at this point. It's not a spoiler. You're gonna start part 7 and be like, Where's the build up into this? There's no build up.
Katie is literally so excited right now. I can tell. But yeah, no, I think I heard this
They have their own version of Hamon, and it's way better.
I think I've heard this on Super Eye Patch Wolf's video about part 3, because let me just tell you boys, I got so dark into my I'm skipping part 3 that I literally had to watch a Super Eye Patch Wolf video on part 3 to like get myself to be able to watch it again, because I was like, I'm just not fucking doing this. I'm just gonna skip this part. Like I was totally like just gonna skip it, right? So I had to go and watch a Super Eye Patch Wolf video to get myself hyped up. And one of the things he said about stands that I think, and it seems like he did his research and he actually thought this was like a fact, which I'm not sure if it is or not. I'm just going off his video, but he said that a lot of the other manga and anime that were out at the time were pretty much just using ki-based things or chakra-based things, or, you know, whatever, like things like of that nature, like Fist of the North Star and Dragon Ball. They were all using ki kind of shit. And so he was like, okay, well, what can I do that's different than ki? And since because he was already doing Hamon, right? So he's doing Hamon. He's like, what can I do that's different about Ki? And he says in his video, he's like, dude, part 2 was successful. He didn't have to do anything different. He did it differently because he wanted to be different from everybody else. And so I really appreciate that about Stans. Stans is like the most unique power thing you've ever seen in any show, right? Like it's just so fucking unique.
Yeah.
So cool, dude. I love Stans so much.
Really quickly before we end the episode, I do want to hear what Siron.
Sorry, over?
Yeah, it's almost been 50 minutes. Well, 51 minutes is exactly when we have to end, so we gotta make sure we get this right. I don't know why the first 2 episodes have been 51 minutes, but they have been, so now I'm trying to make sure that the 3rd episode is also 51 minutes.
We haven't even talked about anything.
Well, what do you want to do you have anything that you want to talk about in particular? Because if not, we're about to go into your favorite JoJos, which I figured would take a long time.
Okay, let's just do that, I guess.
Okay, so I want to hear, firstly, Katie, can you run through what your favorite JoJos characters are really quickly, like in order, your favorite JoJos, and then we'll go Siren, then Diet.
Oh no. I forgot. Okay. Can we just like do the other?
Okay, we'll go Siren first.
All right.
Hold on. Let me write this down. Let me write this shit down.
So the worst JoJo is definitely Jonathan. He's bad.
Agree.
The second worst, in my opinion, is Giorno. But he's barely even the main character.
Ooh, another Jotaro, eh? I said another Jotaro then, eh?
No, Giorno's better than Jotaro.
I completely disagree. Then it's Josuke. I like Josuke, but he's nowhere near the other 2.
All right, that's
then it's Jotaro, because Jotaro just I love him so much. I love him so much right now. But Joseph the GOAT!
Yeah, Joseph's my favorite JoJo right now as well. I won't spoil my list so far, but that's a little bit of a hint. So Diet, what's yours right now?
Worst JoJo of all time is definitely Jonathan, followed in a close second by Jotaro, then Jolene, who is just a female version of Jotaro, a little bit better. Then Giorno. I like Giorno. He was outshined by the rest of his cast. I didn't think he was as good as some of the ones I'm about to talk about, but he was good. And you're sleeping, Siren. Fuck you. Then who's left? Let's go Josuke, Johnny, Jotaro. Johnny's really good. But you guys won't know him until part 7. I'm not gonna say anything about it, but he's a crippled dude that rides a horse. Yeah, it's crazy.
Ooh, you just spoiled something there a little bit.
It's not spoiler. Okay, if it starts out and you see that,
just really quickly, Diet, just tell me that he's not crippled, and then I'll counteract it.
He is. I can't lie to you.
Dead ass. Is he crippled?
Yes, he's crippled. It's not a spoiler. He doesn't get crippled. He's just crippled.
Okay. Really quickly, Katie, let's run through yours, and then we'll have 3 more minutes approximately after that to try to fill some dead air before it's exactly 51 minutes.
I'll tell you which parts are the best in those 3 minutes.
All right, so Katie, what's your JoJo's ranking? Let's hear it.
Okay, they changed a lot. But the first is Jotaro. Then I think it's Joseph, because part 3 Joseph is king. Then Giorno, then Jolene, Josuke, and then Jonathan.
See, that sounded about the same.
Actually, no. Actually, yeah.
So wait, you think Jonathan's the best? Is that what you're saying, or the opposite?
No, the worst. The worst.
Okay. I was about to say, wait a second. I think I got confused there, because I thought you were saying Jonathan was the best. I'm like, wait a fucking second. Your list is vastly changed from the last time that I talked to you about this. But yeah. So I think Katie and I seem to have like similar JoJo's taste a little bit. I think, but my least favorite right now, still Jonathan. I just can't get over how much I didn't like Jonathan. Like I just did, like, I found him pretty irredeemable as a character. Like I just didn't find anything interesting about him in particular. He was just kind of a normal person, but just a really good person. So then my next would be Jotaro. I have not enjoyed Jotaro yet. I'm pretty bored of him. He doesn't really even feel like the main character at all. And then my absolute favorite, and it's not even close, is Joseph, especially now that we're considering part 3 as well.
Where does Josuke fall?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Oh, yeah, I can also say Josuke. So Josuke would be probably my number 2 as of right now.
Fair.
Because I don't think that he's better than Joseph. I think it's going to be really hard for somebody to top Joseph, to be 100% honest with you.
No way.
I really want to rank Josuke up higher just because of the fact that, like, I really think he's gay. Like, I really think
he could be it. No, that's definitely fucking possible, actually, just based off what I've seen. I would not be mad if they said that, actually. I think that kind of fits his character a little bit.
I swear to God, if Giorno isn't gay, I'm going to throw...
All right, I've seen Giorno. Giorno's gay. But anyways.
Giorno, I mean, let's not judge him, okay?
No, we're not judging him.
He can be whatever he wants to be, dude. I would dress like Giorno and then have sex with all of them. It's okay.
Hot diet. That's why we have diet here.
Now let's go over which parts are the best.
All right, you've got 2 minutes.
I'm gonna dress like Giorno and not have sex with any of you.
Part 7 is by far the best part of all of them. It tops everything according to everyone. It's cool. All right. Then part fucking 4. Fuck everyone thinks part 5 is better than part 4. Part 4 is fucking amazing.
Bro, if part 5 is better than part 4, I can't fucking wait to get to part 5. But anyways, continue.
Part 5 is right after part 4. It's very debatable. It's very close.
It's very close.
I didn't like the villain in part 5. I like the villain in part 4. I don't hate the villain in part 5, mind you. I just don't like him as much as Kira. So I mean, part 4, I like the characters. But the thing is, part 5 has a better cast of characters.
Stop it! Stop this shit!
Well, I just said part 5 is a better cast of characters than part 4. Side characters.
PTSD, man.
I'm so confused.
I'm so confused too.
You will
then part. We'll go part.
I gotta rewatch 6, these. Like
then
after
part
you
3.
finish all of it,
then
you just
part
gotta
1.
go back and rewatch your videos and be like, oh.
Yeah,
I will.
So it goes part 6, then part 3, then part 1.
Interesting. Yeah, Mike said part 4 is better than part 5, and Mike and I seem to agree on anime on Twitter, so I'm probably gonna base that off them. No, I have a few people who I agree with, and by the way, I had one completely wrong that I said last time, and it was Siren. I was reminded how similar Siren and I's taste is last time that I was on his little show. I was like, damn, actually no, you know what? Me and Siren are exactly the same.
Yeah.
But anyways, all right guys, that's gonna be the show. We might have actually gone slightly over, so hopefully not too far. But I will catch you all.
gets to rank his parts.
Yeah, I said I got 2 minutes.
You guys only have 5 or 6 parts. I had 7. Okay.
I told him we had to go, but
and I know part 8's a mystery or something.
But anyways, we're at 51 minutes, so I'll see you guys later. Bye.